Rounding out this past weekend in Mississippi college football. Okay, we already talked about Jack State in a separate segment. Make sure you go check that out. Okay, but rounding out things for the rest of the schools, Alcorn lost to Stephen F. Austin, 38-10. I was very disappointed in that one. Yes, I'm a Jack State man, but I was hoping that Alcorn could knock off Stephen F. Austin. Cause I keep saying before HBCUs can move on up and be Power Five or Group of Five and all that kind of stuff that people talking about. I would like to see us knock out some of these other FCS schools. You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about? That are PWIs. You feel me? So I
yeah.
was rooting for Alcorn in that matchup. Okay. Valley was off. Mississippi State defeated Arizona by a score of 31-24. Our Southern Miss Golden Eagles got drugged by Florida State 66 to
But that
13.
check gonna clear though.
Yeah, it was a money game. But ain't that crazy? Like I said last week, Southern Miss had Alcorn for a money game, but then Florida State said, "Come on, y'all come over here. We need y'all." It's man,
We'll take
the levels is
take that.
crazy.
Take that.
But Ole Miss seemed like they had the marquee matchup of the weekend, outside of, Jack State Southern rivalry game. Ole Miss had a top 25 matchup, okay, with Tulane. So that's the one we want to get into, okay? But before we do, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, okay? I am your homeboy first. That is my brother Tim G. Jacob. And
Yeah.
this is the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game.
Yes, sir.
Put it on some. Again, hit that subscribe button. Share. Put all your people on it, okay? We will be the one-stop shop for Black culture, okay? But we will never forget where we come from down here in this silk, okay? So if you're looking for some real ones to talk Mississippi ball, it's right here. It's right here, baby, okay? But T, what were your thoughts on Ole Miss's victory, man? Top 25 matchup.
So before people go pulling up receipts, I did say that I didn't think Jackson Dart was like that.
You did say that.
Now, I will say it's early. Let's find out what happens into the bread of the season when you get into the teeth of it. But I would say Jackson Dart has taken a step.
Okay.
He beat out a guy, Spencer Sanders, who early in the off season, and people thought Spencer Sanders was just going to walk right in
Mm-hmm.
and surpass him as the starting quarterback for Ole Miss. But Jackson Dart said, "Hold on just a second. I know you've got plenty of starts, but I got the talent."
Okay.
So, and Dart's a dual threat guy, and he's got the tools. It's just I just was critical of him not putting it together. I just didn't see it last year. But in these first two games, he's been steady.
Mm-hmm.
He's been poised per se. Not forcing the issue a whole lot. He did have a pick in this game, I believe. I didn't see the actual pick, but he's played very well. My question though, that I guess that I want to get answered going forward with Ole Miss, in this 37-20 victory is the defense like that? Is the running game? If the running game comes to form with this passing attack,
Mm-hmm.
is Ole Miss, dare I say, balanced to where they don't just lean on one thing? I mean, last year they ran the ball very well, but in these first two games, they haven't been just world beaters when it comes to being on the ground. But Mr. Junkins hasn't been the Mr. Junkins we saw last year so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think he only had like 40 yards in this game and a touchdown.
48, 18 carries, 48 yards.
I mean,
And
that's not even 3 yards a clip.
2.7. That's not the man we know from last year that won our Connolly Trophy.
Yeah. So I mean, in a very good matchup, because Tulane played very, very well in the first half of this game. They gave Tulane, I mean, they gave Ole Miss fits. Actually, was up at the half, 17-10,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ole Miss tied it up in the third, and then fourth quarter, Ole Miss just picked it up, and they got a defensive touchdown. I think Mr. Jaden Ivey fumble return for a score.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been impressed with the physicality of Ole Miss's defense early on. I've liked the way they've played early. They've been
Mm-hmm.
physical, look like they're more aggressive, like they're more willing to mix it up.
Okay.
So I just have to ask the question, they got Georgia Tech coming up. I know that should be a game they win, and then here we go. Just like last year. Got Bama on the road, got LSU at home.
A lot of folks saying that Bama is vulnerable. T. We just saw what Texas did to them.
But we talking about Lane. That's all I'm gonna say. We talking about Lane. Is Lane gonna have his boys ready to play? This is another one of those Saban against a former assistant games that they're gonna talk about. They're gonna bring that narrative up. He just lost to a former assistant this past Saturday in Sarkeesian. Can Kiffin keep it going? That's a question. Going into a hostile environment, is he gonna bring back that W? And then you got to turn around the next week at your house and play LSU, who might be finding their footing. I don't know. They had a very tough game, first game of the year against Florida State, which they got rocked. So here we go. This is the stuff that we do on Put It On Something. We gonna just call them out early. Hey, Lane, what you gonna do?
I mean, because it's there. I mean, if Alabama is indeed vulnerable, and if LSU is vulnerable, like you said, the LSU got rocked, Alabama just got rocked. Lane should be looking at the SEC like, goddamn.
Lane should be in his mirror right now, Birdman. Right now. You know what I'm saying? Until he gets to Georgia. He's got Georgia late in the year.
Yeah,
Got Georgia late.
Oh, Georgia looms.
I mean, but just saying. You the man that talks about the transfer portal, but you're a benefactor of it.
You know you a big cat.
You got talent on talent. I just got to know. So but Ole Miss, dare I say, I think they're trying to implement something where they're more physical. They can match physicality with teams. The receiving core looks pretty good. I think Mr. Wade had 100 plus yesterday.
7 catches, 106.
And Trey Harris had a big game, first game of the year. He lit it up. I think he even scored in this game. So if they can get the running attack back on par and get right, because they're not even taking a week off. I thought they were going to take a week off before they play Bama, but they're going right through it. They got Georgia Tech, then they got Bama, then LSU. So it's on Lane, man. It's on Lane. I keep saying it. You gonna get your boys ready to go compete or what? Because you lay that egg and we right back to where I was last year. It's Lane again. But I mean,
So you giving them grace right now, cause
I'm giving them grace.
Cause last year you were like, he just ain't got it in him.
I just want to see with all the transfers that he got, and with all the talent that he had on that team prior to, can he go into somebody's house on the road? Can he win these two back to back? I mean, if he split it, that's great. I think Ole Miss Country wants him to. I'm sure Ole Miss Country wants him to win it. Let's just say they won a tough one. Let's say they lose a tough one in Alabama, but they beat LSU at home. Everything gonna be all right. I think they'll be happy with that, per se.
Was the get your popcorn ready statement made the last time they went to Bama?
Were they in Bama when they did that? I think so.
Seemed like they were on the road for some reason.
They was.
I don't know. Real ones, y'all might know. Okay,
Sure. I think they were on the road. I think they were on the road. I'm pretty sure they were on the road. Yep. And he because he kept going for it on fourth, and he just kept getting his issue. Yep. That was him.
Well, real ones, y'all chime in. Let us know what you thought about all things college football here in the state of Mississippi for this past weekend. All right, put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.